Hey everyone, welcome to the stream. Today it will be a little bit different, like from previous streams. Last week we focused mostly on XSS. We will still continue on XSS, but today will be a little bit of break from that. I decided to test out one tool actually. One tool in particular, which is meant for mass API testing. So I saw the recent Naham 6 video about that. So we're gonna review that video as well, and we will try installing the tool locally, and we will see like if this truly the game changer or not. I will give my own opinion. So let's wait a couple of more minutes for more people joining. And as you probably noticed if you watch my previous streams, I changed the layout a little bit. My camera right now is mirrored because it will look much better. It will look that I'm actually looking to the chat, not to the side of the screen. So it actually makes sense to do mirroring for my camera. So it will look quite better for sure. And another thing I added some background music. So just same in the chat if it's too loud or you want it a little bit louder even. So just let me know in the chat if it confuses you. So yeah, and I guess we're gonna continue soon. Let me share the screen. So yeah, the first thing I wanted to show you, I found out this post. It was posted just a couple of hours ago. I like the Brute Logic posts and his blog as well because it's he posts a lot of payloads, and a lot of those payloads could be up to date and bypassing web application firewall. And he has a lot of blog posts. If you followed my streams, you can notice that a lot of blog posts talking about how you can even construct your own payload as well, like to bypass web application firewall, to bypass some kind of naive filtering and things like that. So I highly suggest following him. And just this payload as well, I copied, and I gonna probably try later on if I will do some kind of CTFs. So yeah, just wanted to show you this. And continue on to today's topic. Hi everyone, thank you for joining. So continue to today's topic. I guess we're gonna review this this video by Nahamsec. I actually reviewed it before. I just checked the tool, but I haven't installed. I want to do this on the stream, and we will check how it's truly, if it's worth or not. So let me quickly check the chat. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. So let me play this clip for you.
Weeks ago, during one of my live streams, one of my viewers, I think it was Yasser, introduced me to this tool called Swagger Jacker by Bishop Fox, and it has been a game changer. The reason why I love this tool so much is because it allows you to do multiple things. First and foremost, it allows you to just test and see if any of these APIs are accessible, and if you are looking for unauthenticated access, this tool is an absolute game changer. The second thing that I love about it is the fact that it allows me to generate wordlets. So if I give it a bunch of different bug bounty programs where the Swagger file has been leaked, it grabs all the Swagger specs and it spits out a word list depending on the endpoints that are referenced within that file. I thought about
Yeah, so what I like at the beginning of his video, he actually gave two really good use cases that this tool would potentially do for bug hunters. So I really like what he spent like a couple of, I know, like 40 seconds just explaining everything. So that's pretty good. So what we're gonna explore mostly, I guess, building word list and checking some unauthenticated endpoints.
what is the better way to make a piece of content around this than scanning every vuln disclosure program, minus some of the ones that I had to remove for legal purposes.
Well, disclosure, maybe we gonna do that as well, or maybe we will try bug bounty programs. I'm not sure if I want to test all of programs. I will probably take just a part of them because I don't want to spend a lot of money to test everything. I guess I will just show the tool, so that's gonna be good for that. So for just testing the tool, I guess picking a couple of programs will work for sure. And I guess I gonna use Axiom. I know that Nahamsek told that he used Lima, but I think it used to be open source. Right now they closed the source, so it doesn't make sense actually to use it. I'm not sure where I can get access, but I can also, as alternative, use Shadow Clone just to fetch some uh, subdomains and stuff like that. But I guess we will check.
And seeing how many instances of Swagger I can find, and then feeding it to Swagger Jacker and seeing what it.
Okay, so I guess even before reviewing this video, I know I need to do some things for preparation, and it will take some time. So I guess I will just open my terminal and spin some Axiom instances. So Axiom fleet, I will just spin 15 instances for Axiom while I will watch this video, because it will be more efficient, I guess. And those instances will basically get some subdomains, check which of those subdomains are alive, and then we will scan which instances of those are using Swagger. So this is like, we can do this like this using Axiom or Lima or Shadow Clone or any other tool. Or what we can also do is do some little bit manual approach by doing some Google dorking. I will also show you how you can do Google dorkings as well.
If you are interested in my data set, there's about 800 domains that I've just collected from the VDPs on HackerOne.
800 domains, quite a lot. I gotta say, if you have like maybe if you're using Lambda functions, it will be pretty quick and straightforward, but it gonna cost you for sure to scan that amount of subdomains for sure. Yeah.
There's over 100,000 subdomains that I'm going to link.
100,000 is pretty good start. But I like in my word list of subdomains where I gathered for only bug bounty programs, I have over 10 million of subdomains. Actually, not all of those are alive, but I have a lot of subdomains, trust me, like from various sources. So I used to do a lot of automation back then, but right now I'm not mainly focused on that. I usually just check for mostly for manual stuff. So like I want to go back just doing some little bit of automation. I know some of you are interested in that, so I'm gonna show that as well.
Into GitHub, I'll put it down in the description and the pinned comments. If you want to get access to them, it is free for you. You can use them for your bug bounty hunting and research or whatever else you want to do. But then I'm going to also.
Oh, he probably has he included that list or not? Oh, he has links, favorite books, watch next. I don't know. What we can also do, instead of getting all the subdomains, we could go to some GitHub directories and just get already known a lot of subdomains, like from Tricast inventories repository in GitHub. We can also do that. I guess it could be even more time efficient because we have a limited time. So I guess we could do that as well.
Go a step further, and if the data is clean enough and I see if it's worth it, I may also share the word list with you. But before we jump into the video, I gotta make two quick announcements. Number one, this is not a sponsored video. Bishop Fox did not sponsor this. So if you're Bishop Fox, wink, come and sponsor me for the next video. And two, a lot of you guys have been asking for the course update, and an update was just released, and for the $5 code right here. This is just our data. This is pretty much every domain that I scanned for. Again, this is just almost every bug bounty portal
Decent
that I have
list.
access to, and then I don't want to spend too much time doing a lot of reconnaissance. And you can see I've had to clean this up, but I did a little bit of recon, and this is pretty much everything that I've found. The way I did this is by just dividing my entire flow into different batches of 10,000 domains, and then just feeding it to nuclei and having it look for specific routes that may have a swagger.json file. So that's just the foundation of how I've done it. And if you're curious how I've done it, I use a private tool called Lima. It's not available online to use it, unfortunately, but it is something that I use that just...
Yeah, that's kind of sad, but like I know it at the beginning the Lima was available for everyone. That then a lot of people started using it, abusing this tool for like some weird purposes probably, and later on we decided to do closed source, or maybe not because a lot of people abuse, maybe because they want to make money as well. That's completely fine, but I like open source tools way more for that.
distributes the workload across a bunch of AWS Lambda functions. Now let's take a look at SJ or Swagger Jacker, and again this is a project by our...
Yeah, so I already have this link opened. I have actually opened Bishop Fox. They have many tools. Most of those I haven't actually tested, but the tool what he's actually referencing is SG. We will review this by me a little bit later, but let's go back on the video, and I will also give you some insights what I think about it, like I guess from the GitHub standpoint.
friends at Bishop Fox, not sponsored. It's open source, it's free, you can use it. Super easy to download it. It is a binary with Go. You can just install it and then you can just point to it.
I like that it uses Go language. It's easy to install most of the time.
And it does a couple of cool things. The first thing that I think is really, really cool to do with this is just being able to give an automate flag to it and then giving it the URL of every single Swagger that you have. So in this case, what I...
Yeah, so endpoint accessible, that's pretty good. If I can chain with some other command line utilities, I guess it could be used in the automation flows. So I guess that's pretty awesome functionality.
And then giving it the URL of every single Swagger that you have. So in this case, what I have done here is, I think this is the file that I've created. You can see all of these different ones. Let me just make sure it's the right one. It's API docs. Final right here, and let me just clean it up. There we go. All these that you see on the screen right here is just a .json file. Unfortunately, there are some that were just swagger.html. I took those out already, but this is everything that has a JSON format in it.
Okay, so the end goal for me is to have these kinda... What I can do actually is from his video just copy like manually. So that could work as well. Just for testing the tool, I could copy a couple of links instead of running Axiom. But I played with Axiom, I gotta admit, long time ago. I want to remember the usage, so I'm gonna show this on the stream as well. So instead of copying from the video like crazy person, I will try to play with Axiom for sure. So it has almost 30 seconds. So what I gonna do, I guess, I will go to the GitHub and go to the Trickest or something like that. Trickest. I just need go to this organization and inventory. So if you just want to test some kind of functionality, just by using this is pretty good start. Of course, there is BB Scope tool, other tools, but this is just for testing purposes. So I guess what I could do is, let me see the files. There is like targets JSON or something, and there are a lot of programs actually, and all of those programs are public. So, and all of those programs have hostnames.txt, so I guess we're gonna need those and check which of those are actually alive or not. So let me clone this and go to the stream maybe. Let's clone this inventory. I guess it's also gonna take some time because there are a lot of files in there. Hey, thank you for joining to the stream. We're gonna explore the mass API testing. I'm reviewing the infosec video about API hacking, so I'm also showing my way of testing this tool as well. I guess I will test this tool on the stream. So right now I'm just cloning the trickiest inventory of a lot of bug bounty programs subdomains. So it's gonna take some time for sure, but I will use for each of that program, I will try to get hostnames.txt, which actually does contain the subdomains. So like this, for example. All right. I'm not sure how much time I do need to scan all of those. Probably, hopefully, fingers crossed that it won't take 2 hours or so to scan everything, but we will see. Because right now I'm using 15 servers. I prepared 15 servers for that, so we will see. Okay, mars.com, fuse.com. Okay, let's continue.
One of them just to see what it looks like. You can see it is just the entire specs for that API. Now we can just do some really fun stuff, like just maybe feed this into JS and having use Xargs feed it to SJ or Swagger Jacker, and then just giving us the automate. I'll look at the inputs in just a sec, but we can do automate, and then now this will look at every.
Yeah, so basically just showing what we seen in the docs of this tool. So he will just fetching all the endpoints from that JSON file, passing to the tool, and tool will check if you can access it without any authentication or not. So this is pretty cool feature, but sadly it will only work mostly for OpenAPI or Swagger, but there are way more API docs. So for other type of API docs, you might need to use little bit customized approach. It won't necessarily mean that you can automate everything, but in case you find Swagger, yeah, this is could be automated. This is pretty good start.
Single one of these endpoints will put the route where it's supposed to go, and then it's going to give us the exact method it was used and the status of it. So this is something really cool, because a lot of times what I would do, especially on my streams or even when I'm doing bug bounty hunting and looking across an entire infrastructure, is I would just have to do this manually. I would find some script that maybe grabbed every single endpoint with bash and then cleaned it up, and then maybe did some other calls that did it all for me, and it was just very tedious. And with this tool, with Swagger Jacker, you can do it all at once. And if you have a list of every single API documentation for a target, you can just feed it into this and look for the ones that come back as a 200. So for example, this one, I know this one isn't a 200 because
I like that this tool also check not only for get method but also for others like post, delete. Not sure about delete, but I guess for post and put methods. Let me check quickly. Yeah, it also checks put method. I'm not sure if it actually checks for delete, because it's kind of suspicious if you can like delete it either. But also put and patch maybe are also pretty dangerous methods to try, because you can damage the data of certain applications, especially if it's like product like I don't know, like main application. It's if it's not staging or QA, it could be very dangerous. So yeah,
there's a syntax error, but if you scroll down, there's a bunch of them that are coming back, and you can see the stuff.
Okay, let me quickly go back. Okay, we have like 64 of that. Well, there are a lot of files from the inventory of this one. Not sure if we're gonna check all of those. but let's see. At least we need to get like decent amount, like I don't know, maybe maybe we will try to test like quarter of it and see if on that quarter there are swagger endpoints, and for those I just need like a part of it at least just to test the tool, so we will see.
That is for each of them and kind of take a look at them deeper and figure out what you want to do next. So that's just one use case of it. I think what's cooler about this is that you can kind of look for lead credentials on.
So yeah, before even going further, let's stop it by here. um, I'm really looking forward to testing it right now before like continuing on. I just want to test one feature, but it looks like it's still the GitHub repository still is loading. So let's wait quite a bit. My internet speed is quite nice, but still, like I'm streaming to two platforms right now. That's why it's taking so much time. But still, it's quite good, I gotta say. So while we are waiting, I guess let's try inspect the repository itself. As you can see, there are a lot of stars. After Nahamsec video, they are getting even more. We will see if I add the star to this project or not, but so far it looks pretty good. Let's see how long this tool exists. If it's all tool, how like is it really fresh? Let's see. What I really want to check is the first commit, when the first commit was made. So it was made 10 months ago, so it's not even 1 year past, I guess. So it's relatively new tool. Bishop Fox is pretty well known firm in the industry, in the cybersecurity industry, so I gonna trust that they made pretty good tool. Okay, let me read. SJ Swagger Jacker is a command line tool designed to assist with auditing of exposed Swagger OpenAPI definition files by checking the associated API endpoints for weak authentication. It also provides command line templates for manual vulnerability testing. It does this by parsing definition file for paths, parameters, and accepted methods before using the results with one of 5 subcommands. So it seems that it has 5 modules, and those 5 modules will do different things. So I guess we gonna use automate most of the time, and the first use case by Nahamsec was actually automate. So we gonna test this real quick, but come on, this is taking million years. hopefully it will load. I guess while we are waiting, I gonna answer to the chat as well. I see you're asking, do you do bug bounty full time? Yeah, I do full time usually. From time to time I do some content creation, but my main part of income right now is bug bounty. So like I actually it's almost 1 year. Yeah, it's over 1 year anniversary while I'm doing bug bounties. So today, if like LinkedIn showed me that it was 1 year when I was hacking, when I started hacking on a hacker one. So I won't say it's sustainable. It really depends on type of skills you personally have. If you are just beginner, it will be very hard. What I suggest firstly is either learn a lot before starting out, or either start a career in cybersecurity first, get some job, get some knowledge, and then try to start. But don't go full blown like dive into bug bounties and I don't know, don't have anything besides that. I guess like the better start is do it as the part-time gig or something, and see if it works for you or not, because it's not really consistent, I gotta say, because 1 month it could be really well and other could be so month. Then you're actually start making money from bug bounties. but even for some beginners, I know there are some people who like spent years and they haven't found any valid bug, because I think what they lack is just some knowledge and some guidance by other people. That's why they are not actually succeeding. All right. Okay. So yeah, that's my 2 cents about it actually. All right, let's go back to the tool. So I guess it has 5 modules. So one module we will use the most is automate. Craft a serious request and analyzes the status code of the response. So basically, this one is for just testing if you can access those endpoints or not. If you can access some endpoints, it not necessarily mean that it's vulnerable. Some endpoints are intentionally made public. For example, accessing countries or something. That data is usually like public or something. Prepare generates list of commands to use the manual testing. Not sure about this one. Endpoints. Yeah, I guess that will be the second use case mentioned by Nahamsek. Generates a list of raw API routes. Path values will not be replaced with test data. So yeah, generating word list. That's pretty good. Brute sends a series of requests to the target to find operation definitions based on commonly used file paths. Not sure where I could use that as well, but probably some people will also could find the use case for that. Converts a definition file from v2 to v3. Also not sure where I can use, but like from the straight away, like straight diving into the tool, I can see the 2 modules will be pretty good to test, are like those 2. So I guess I gonna still need to install this tool. So you can do by building it or installing. And while we are still downloading the Trickest inventory, let's go and install this tool as well. So I will do go install. Of course, you're gonna need Golang for that. So also need placer. Okay. Okay, they have already some endpoint. Not sure if this endpoint do actually exist or not. Let's see. Okay, it's actually exist. So let's see. Okay, I see the main functionality of automate. So some endpoints will not be found. Even though they are specified, they will return status code of this one. Okay, let's see if I don't see any of 200. I wonder if this tool has some kind of filtering by status code. That could be pretty interesting. Let's grab. Okay, let me hide the goal so you can see it. Status code maybe. Get accessible. Yeah, this flag. It's pretty. I wonder if they have a short name for that, because to write this every time, I don't know. It's not really efficient, but what queued actually does? Is it for quiet? Yeah, for quiet. Get accessible endpoints. Why this don't have a short name? Because it will be used quite I don't know. Okay, pet store. Oh, and it also tries HTTPS and HTTP. That's pretty good as well. Okay, so I basically tested couple of things already. Let's see other flags what this tool actually has. So the U is just the URL that you could specify. Timeout. What is target? Manually set a target for request to be made. Alright. Save port. Okay. Oh, it could also used with the proxy. Pretty good. You can save the output. You can ignore SSL warnings. That's pretty good feature actually, because how many times I usually have this type of issues. Custom headers, sometimes this could work as well. In case the documentation itself has some kind of validation, that could happen sometimes. Yeah. All right. Let's also see our Axiom fleet. Let's do Axiom LS. Okay, Joliet. Something like that. Let's select those as the fleet. I will select the servers, which I will be using to doing some scans. So what I want to do right now is just maybe get some Swagger endpoints. Let's go back to that video.
If you scroll down, look at them for a call, possibly one of the Segway or Swagger Jacker, and then just.
So let's see a couple of that endpoints. I see a lot of cbrapps.com. A lot of those have Swagger endpoints, so we can just use Subfinder from the local machine actually to just get some endpoints. I'll use silent flag, and I will use HTTPX without any flag. No, maybe just save that as I will just test for this. It's gonna take too much time, I guess. It's it's taking way too many time from the stream to download that. I haven't actually thought that it will take that many time to download that. All right. Oh, wait. I will just use emu. Why that it's not working? Oh, because I think I need to use D. Yeah. So I will use D and I will save the output for this. Let's use only one subdomain for now. I guess at the end of the stream I will use others, just for sake of showing my skills with Axiom for sure. Alright, cool. So I have this file. Let's see how many results we have. It's not a lot. So what I can do, I could run Axiom scan and run HTTPX. What I also want to do is to check HTTPX module, because I haven't run that in ages. Okay, it's I think this is just a default one. So I will just use silent and I will save everything to this, but for the live maybe just match status 200 as well. Okay, it will be extremely fast actually. Okay, and surprise surprise, this almost have finished when I started scanning. Like, why on every stream some weird stuff are happening? The world is turned against me, it seems like it, or something. Alright. Okay, it ran pretty quick. Let's use cat command to see. Okay, not too much probably. What I can also do, how much of those? 12. Well, just for 12 host, I don't actually need to use Axiom. I can just pass that to nuclei and just I need to check which template I actually need, so I will just go to nuclei templates. I have this nuclei templates, and I will just check Swagger API. Okay, I think this one, let's see. Yeah, I just need to copy the ID of the template. So instead of tags, I will just use ID. And the cloning of Trickest inventory finished. Fucking shit. Alright. Never mind. We're gonna use the Trickest. I was just impatient. I was just very impatient to wait, but alright. So what we can actually do right now, is go to the inventory and right now we can get all host names.txt of every directory. Think like that. Yeah, and we will get all the host names. So to save all the host names, I guess I gonna save it to the one directory above, to the host names txt. Yeah, it's gonna. Oh, it went pretty fast. Have it actually worked or not? Let's see how many. Ooh, whoa. How much? 10 million. 10 million results. I don't actually want to scan that many because usually when I'm scanning that many results, I will leave computer with Axiom overnight to do scans like this. I gonna use the split command. Just split maybe 100,000 or something. At least Nahamsek said he scanned 100,000 of subdomains. So let's just split by 1,000 lines. Okay, it's more fun that way. Yeah, I can agree with that. We can do unique maybe to make sure there are no dupes. Oh yeah, we can check that there are no dupes. I usually just use sort you. That's pretty much the same stuff. But to sort everything, well, there are not so many dupes, so I guess I'm gonna still use this one. So I will just split by 100,000 lines. That hostname file, we will have that many, so I'll just randomly select any of that file just for the test purposes. So for example, this one, I'll use Axiom scan for this file. I'll use module httpx with silent and a new, let's call this httpx, and maybe match status 200. Maybe instead of httpx we can also use http probe even. Let me quickly check the http probe module. It's actually pretty decent tool. It's very old tool, but it's actually decent when you just want to get status 200s, and it will check both HTTPS and HTTP, and you can also specify ports. It's pretty good, so I guess I gonna just use HTTP probe for that. It's also very fast. It's written in Go language and it's written by Tom Nom Nom. He's pretty good developer and bug hunter. Okay, and we will see how much time it will actually take. Let's see. And if it fails, I guess I gonna still use some, I don't know, from Nahamsec video, some of those URLs. Then I will manually add to the file, but hopefully this will work. Okay, it looks like it's taking mostly from this one. Okay, there might be some others as well. I'm not sure why the newest version of Axiom is showing this stupid shit. I am not sure. Like, can I disable this? I don't know. It's pretty annoying. Let me quickly go to the Axiom. I might edit a little bit of the code. Let me check for those freaking arrows. Those are really annoying. I don't want to see those. Okay, it's actually leaking some logs. Never mind. Okay. Okay, so while we are waiting, I could go a little bit back to the chat just to see how you guys are doing. And for those who are just writing me on YouTube, I see your messages, but it will be better if you ask on Twitch. So everybody will see there are terms of service of Twitch. I cannot talk to the other stream chats, so that's why I won't probably respond to you. I might respond you afterwards, after the stream, but I don't want to interrupt. I don't want to break terms of service just for some weird reason to get banned. I know those rules are pretty dumb, but I gotta follow them just to keep my account alive. So hopefully that will make sense. Alright. Okay. So guys, chat, could you tell me what was the highest bounty you got? Have you actually, some of you actually got any bounty so far? I'm pretty interested of your achievements. Okay, let me quickly post some message. Alright, this is the right. Yeah, so guys, if you want to ask me something, I pasted the link. Just go there and just write me questions. I will answer for sure. Okay, mine was only 250. That's cool. That's cool. Like even small bounties could add up. You actually, I spent 1 month on the summer actually just hunting for lows and mediums, and most of my bounties that month was 250s as well. But I farmed a lot of bounties like this. Like looking for small bounties is okay if you find a lot as well. Like don't need to actually focus on crits. That's completely fine, I guess. Okay, thanks. I enjoy following. I'm new in the field. That's good. Like I welcome every like person at every level. I actually focus more maybe for the beginners. I have some videos on YouTube which are actually could be useful for both beginners and little bit advanced people for sure. You cannot know everything for sure, so you might learn something new. There are different topics that I do cover, so you can feel free to join it. Alright, let me quickly switch my screen just to show you what's happening right now. It's still like my Axiom. I'm using 15 servers, so if I count how much servers, it's actually showing a little bit more because there are some stuff at the top, but basically those are the servers, like 15 servers that I actually use. I'm not running them all the time. It says that it will cost that amount of money, but actually it won't if I just use for 1 hour. I will just pay for 1 hour. That amount of over $100 will be if I use like without any stop for 1 month, but it will be hardly the case. Okay, is being full-time bug hunter is good financially? I don't understand your question. As I said, like it's extremely like as you it really depends on your skill set, on your dedication, on like your diligence, on your discipline. A lot of factors actually make into also the luck sometimes. A lot of factors make the final way to the how much you're gonna make at the end of the month, so it's really hard to answer. I could say that's really unpredictable industry, but in the long run, yeah, it could be really rewarding, but you have to put a stupendous amount of time for sure to like achieve something for sure, and the first 1 or maybe 2 years could be extremely depressing. If you gotten lucky, it's really mentally draining industry. So like I don't know, when you see the post on X that people are making X amount of money every day, it's it's gonna make you sad for sure, and it could seem it's very easy, but it's actually hard industry. Gotta say that, and I'm speaking from the bottom of my heart, like truth. All right. Okay, I see some other subdomains. I see Roblox or something. Bookings, RBS, call UK. I'm not sure. Some of those might be vulnerability disclosures, even though I'm not a big fan of doing that, but just for the demonstration purposes, that will be cool. Usually, when I'm doing the mass testing, like if I want to test for 0 days or like heavily test something, I either use lambda functions with shadow clone, or maybe I will spend a large amount of instances. Right now there is only 15 instances, but I use AWS to spend 100 or even 124. This like the maximum amount what I can get right now. So having that much servers at a time, it could be way faster than right now. But still, sometimes to scan everything, it could take half a year. Not half a year, half a day. Like if you're scanning couple of endpoints, but it's gonna take some time for sure. So automation hacking, It could cost you a lot of money, and not every time it will be awarding as like manual hunting, because and at the most time you will be just wasting money for sure. So unless you are just testing something unique, like if you found 0 day, it's definitely will be pretty. You most likely won't find dupes for sure, unless other person found same 0 day, but very very low probability. And some people are using nuclei as well. I talked with some automation guys. Some of them actually using nuclei, and they're just building their custom made templates, but they actually did a lot of research for a certain functionality. I don't want to disclose which functionality, but basically you have to stand out from other people. Like if a lot of people are testing certain CVEs, you might want to test other stuff, like testing, for example, different headers. Create template for just testing like some type of headers for certain technology stack, and just run across all the targets. So sometimes that could gain you some bounties, but don't expect if you will run one template for 1 day, you will most definitely get bounty. No, it's usually if it's like critical vulnerabilities, like hunting for criticals, it might take for a while to get first bounty or just get first finding. If you are just running default templates, most likely you will get duped. Most likely like 99%, I guarantee you. So don't bother doing that. Okay. The nice functionality could be on Axiom to show the like how much time is left, because right now I'm not sure like what the hell is happening. Why this stupid stuff is showing right here? It's really annoying. I don't know. It's really really annoying. Because back in the day when I used Axiom, it was not a problem. Alright, I'm high school student. Do you have any suggestion what major I should choose related to the field? Well, it depends where you actually live. Different countries have different education systems for sure. Like if you compare United States to the United Kingdom or any other country, it will be way different. Like also the years, how to choose. But if you mean what you want to do after the school, if you want to go for university or college, I don't know. I think you could choose the some kind of IT related area. I mean information technology area. There are even some modules related to cybersecurity, but not in every country. For example, I live in a very small country. There are not so many fields related to cybersecurity. Maybe only for in universities that there is magister, how it's called, I'm not sure. But after bachelor's degree, the like other degree that comes. So basically, only for those maybe there are some cybersecurity related. So I have a degree, a university degree in computer science, most likely in software systems. So I know how to code, I know how to build the systems, I understand how they work, and I got some experience with programming experience for 1.5 years, and I have some cyber security experience before even starting doing bug bounties. I got some experience, so it's way easier for me to understand most of the stuff. But to transition to bug bounty, it's definitely gonna take some time. But for some people, I see some success stories, but people are starting really really young, like 16 or even 14 years old. So if you are interested in cybersecurity as a whole, I really recommend checking my Discord server, there is channels, like channel section called starting out, and there is learning, also like learning channels, so you can check those and you will get pretty good foundation where to start if you want to learn it yourself. And I highly recommend learning yourself as well, because getting degree, it will, like having degree, it will help you in like professional career if you want to get the job. But if you want to work independently as like self, to be self-made, you have to be self-taught as well. So it will help like if you do self-taught stuff. So yeah, unless you can find some cybersecurity related job, and your workplace will offer to like get you some kind of certifications. So in that case, it will make sense to get some certifications for sure, because that knowledge could help you quite a bit. I have some cyber security related certifications, so I got to say, yeah, master's degree, exactly. I wanted to say master's. I said magisters, but yeah, I was talking about that. Okay, I see some of those are popping in. I guess my type of servers what I'm currently using is might be too weak for running even HTTP probe. Maybe after the stream I will check which type of droplets I'm using. DigitalOcean, so which type of droplets I'm using, because I think I'm using half gigabyte ones. Those are pretty weak. I recommend using at least 1 gigabyte of RAM and one CPU, at least that amount of servers. And I think I'm using like simplified one, that's why it's very slow actually. I'm not sure. I could actually hit Ctrl C and it will basically download what it has collected already, and then I could check for already those results what I collected, and like use Nucleate to scan for Swagger for only those. We'll see. Okay, maybe I will just wait 1 more minute and then I will hit Ctrl C. As I said, like I haven't used Axiom for a while, that's why like the mistakes could happen. I'm not sure if it will work fine or not. And chat, could you say if my background music is not too loud? Is it okay, the sound level? Okay, if no response, it means it's okay. Alright, I will hit. Okay, it took around 18 minutes, almost 19, and we got not so many results. So I'm not sure if those results from HTTPX file will have a Swagger endpoint. So I guess that was a fail. Probably after the stream I need to reconfigure my Axiom settings to use better servers, because that was slow, I won't lie. But yeah, let's still don't lose our hopes. Let's see if those HTTPX will have at least one Swagger instance. Let's see. What was that Swagger template called? Let's call it ID Swagger API. Yeah, this one. Let's see if we get something out of those. Okay, and it looks like it's updating the nuclei, because I haven't updated it for a while on my Axiom server. That's why it's taking some time. Cool. Successfully updated. So for each of that server, it's getting around 100. Oh, nice, cool. Oh yeah, I found a couple of those really good. All right, so, but I think I forgot to do something. I will hit cancel right now. What I actually need to use a new, and just save that to the swagger.txt file. There is actually not a new tool, but a new flag for Axiom scan. And guys, if you don't know what I'm currently doing, I have a lot of blog posts about using Axiom. Feel free to check them out on my blog. You can find my blog all around the places. Just try to read the channel descriptions and you will find a lot of links. So you can try to go to my website and read about Axiom. And I also have some videos on YouTube channel, so you can also check that, because for some recon I used quite a bit of Axiom in some of my first videos. So if you want go for mass scale hunting, you can check those as well, for sure. But to be successful, you actually don't need to focus too much on recon. You actually need to know how to hack, because hacking itself is the most important part, not the recon. Recon should be last priority. It will be made for at the beginning. Recon should be at the beginning, but it shouldn't be take too much time, for sure. Okay, Swagger UI GS. Let me quickly see. Let me quickly see how it looks. Okay, it has JS file, but I actually need JSON files if possible. Swagger YAML index. I actually need. Okay, do they have JSON or something? Okay. Okay, let's wait for Axiom to finish. And after it will finish this work, I will destroy all of those instances, because it does cost some money. It's not extremely expensive, but still, like, I gonna terminate them after everything is okay. It took only a couple of minutes, so that's pretty cool. So what was the fleet called? Joliot or something. So I will use Axiom RAM like this and a flag. So I will right now just terminate those servers to save some money. Okay. And what we can do as well, we can open another terminal, and we have swagger.txt file. So on this file we have a lot of endpoints, but oh come on, I need JSON file. Sadly we don't have any JSON file. What I also could do, I will also try to check nuclei templates. Swagger API, I think. Yeah, this one. I will check the template itself and see which. No, I will do it like this. what I'm doing. I want to cd to nuclei templates and open this file and see the endpoints which has a JSON. So for example, I will open this one. Wait. For example, I will just open this one, and instead of API index, do we have /API docs API index HTML. Okay, does this have, for example, this endpoint? No, it does not. I'm still not. Oh, let's check this link. Right, finally, we found some. Oh, thank you for the follow. So, we found one JSON. So basically what you can do, even though it says like this HTML, this Swagger API nuclei template will basically try to fetch all the Swagger endpoints. But what you actually need to get only JSON. So what you can also do is to modify this one. So it will also do two things really good. It will fetch way less, it will send way less requests, so it will run much faster, and it will only return you the endpoints which will have JSON. So what you can do is, for example, copy this file like this, and I have other directory called nuclei templates custom like this, and I will name this also Swagger API. So I will just create this file and edit a little bit to be like custom one. So what I could do, so instead of getting this, I will remove all the GS. Maybe index will be alright, index HTML, maybe remove those. I just want to leave those who most likely will have JSON format. So YAML is not needed. Those without extensions could return JSON, so I'm gonna leave those. But I definitely want to remove HTML ones, YAML ones, and only leave JSON files and without extensions. Swagger, this one maybe not. I'm not really good at Swagger, but come on, I think I removed one accidentally. API docs. Alright, bunch of GS. So gonna remove those as well. So it will be way less of endpoints to fetch actually. So next time you will be running, what you can do is to specify this this specific template, so it will save a lot of time. But we actually found out that this endpoint is actually possible for testing our tool. So we can use uflag, and from now on we will mostly be testing this one. Or maybe I will just leave those right here at the top just to see what we have, and I will use SG tool. I think the first thing what we need to check is automate, and with qflag. And it also has some kind of weird function, like weird flag, but is extremely long. I don't like that at the beginning. Everything other is completely good, I guess, what they made, but that flag, come on. Like, from the help menu. I mean, automate, have other help section. Yeah, this one, get accessible endpoints. Why it has to be so long? why don't they have a short name like dash, I don't know, GA or something? It's annoying, but we can use without it as well, just to see the status codes. Or we can do other trick like this. We can use grep command to filter out only, for example, 200. Now it's not working for some weird reason. I guess it's really quick to check most of the stuff, but I wonder if you can pass a long list of those. Alright, let me do one trick. Let's use our custom template to get a better list of it. So let me cat swagger. I want 1, 2, 3, 4th line, so I will use octool for that. We'll use print 4 just to get those, right? And what I will also do, I will use nuclei. I will use -t for the custom template. So nuclei templates custom swagger API. So I will try using my custom template right now. And let's see. But wait, didn't we want to use other domain? Not the bad. Oh yeah, this is. Oh come on. I think yeah, that one. I accidentally posted this one right here. That's why. That was just example. Alright. You have a good point. I accidentally pasted this in the chat. Okay. Alright. Let's see this one. Okay, it does not return me anything. Well, I guess we're gonna still use the pet store one, because from all of those what I collected, I don't see, but at least one of them will have a JSON format, and we do actually need to have a JSON format. That's why. So we're gonna still use this one. So, but the idea is to this command that you can pass like multiple results, like from Swagger. But imagine this, those are only JSON results. Like you modified, you created the used custom template, and even from your custom template you need to verify them. So for example, how you can validate that, you can use HTTPS, and in the response should be JSON format. So I think HTTPS should have a filter for response type or something, maybe. Let me do another grep. Yeah, content type. So you need to specify, I think, application/JSON or something. So just cat those out and do HTTPX. Of course, we use awk for the 4th line. Like this is the 4th line. So use HTTPX and then content type as application JSON. So this will be a filter to only get those results which will have a JSON format. So, oh, I think this used without any other flags. Yeah, so basically you need to grab application JSON like this. In that case, it will only work. Yeah, they don't have any results with JSON. So yeah, but you basically get the idea what you can do for yourself. Like you need really large data set from that data set you want to check which hosts are alive. uh, then for alive hosts, do nuclei scan, but with custom made template that I already shown you, like on the nuclei templates custom, use nano Swagger API. But right here, what I suggest is only leaving those endpoints which most likely will return JSON format, so you won't actually need JS and HTML ones. So just filter some out, and even then you should, from those results, you should try still filtering out. It really depends if it's fourth line or not, by passing them to HTTPX with content type flag and only checking for application JSON. This way you will filter out only JSON ones. So those URLs could be used with this tool, with automate function. So I explored only one of many modules of it. So let's maybe go back to the Nahamsec video as well to check like what other things we can do with this tool. It will be pretty interesting as well. So
Scroll down, there's a bunch of them that are coming back, and you can see the status for each of them and kind of take a look at them deeper and figure out what you want to do next.
So he actually used the live targets. That's why it's way better compared to mine, like from the example. But I guess what I could do, I could prepare large data set for the next stream. So at the beginning of the next stream, I will show like the base usage, like at the beginning, because for the next stream I won't still continue with XSS, especially for blind XSS. But this stream was like the break from like normal run.
So that's just one use case of it. I think what's cooler about this is that you can kind of look for lead credentials on GitHub and then leverage Swagger Jacker to see if it actually allows you to authenticate to any APIs.
Yeah, so what I like about this, he is talking about validating the leaks. So this tool could be also used validating the leaks. Not necessarily you can find leaked credentials on GitHub, but this could be the place for that for sure. But you can leak credentials for many places. Actually, Docker Hub, sometimes people create Docker instances working at certain company. They might create custom Docker images on their own accounts, but even though they're working, they're related to that company, so they will create private Docker image, and on private Docker image, not company one, they might hard code credentials. So there are certain tools who actually doing some leak detection. I won't get into much of detail, but I actually shared some cool post on X, which team did massive leak detection. You can check that out. It's highly technical, I gotta say, not for everyone, but you can see that it could be done at a scale for sure. And to use those for leak detection, it could be used with this tool, but as well, the endpoints and APIs has to be written like, has to use Swagger, so there is still some kind of limitations using that. But yeah, it's really good example of how you can use this tool
on this company's infrastructure. So let me just paint you the picture, and by just showing you what I mean in here, what we can do here is, one is, if you look at the specs or the help right here, it allows you to do a help, and you can, with help, you can see the headers, so you can actually set it.
Yeah, so he actually is explaining how you can use the leaked credential. So as I said, there is a headers functionality, so you can use your leaked token, so like authorization, double quote, not double quote, but you know what I mean, and just use your leaked token, and it will basically use that leaked token for all of the endpoints, and you might get lucky.
Header that says, hey, if you are doing this testing for me, so if I was to send these again with our targets right here. So if I were to do this again and do automate, and pass all of these URLs to it, I can also set a header that says authorization and giving the credentials here and just looking at if it actually does allow us to authenticate to any of the APIs across that entire infrastructure. That's one of the things that I've
Yeah, so also about hunting leaked credentials, I recommend checking for a couple of tools. Of course, you can do Google dorking for that. Uh, just go to the Google's, not Google, but GitHub dorking. So just go to the GitHub and just type some words like secret, password, API token, API key, something like that, and you will be wondered how many of tokens actually being leaked every day. But there are also some tools who does this real good as well, where you can basically specify the organization name and it will check the organization, its repositories, its people related to that organization, and those people repositories as well. It could go like real deep, and that tool is called Trufflehog. And it's not only limited with like using GitHub. You can also use for Docker Hub. You can use with many other tools. It's extremely powerful tool. And Truffle Security is the team who actually manages that tool. So it's really well known, and you can try that for leak detection. And I actually used this tool not only while doing bug bounties, but while I was working at regular job. I actually implemented a leak detection for in the pipeline when like developers were pushing code. So before going to the production, I made the checks to from that tool to check if nothing was leaked or not. If something accidentally could get leaked, that tool will say, and it won't allow to push in the production. So I made that, and I'm pretty proud. So from the defensive side as well.
really found helpful or useful with this tool. But wait, there is two more things that I want to show you. The second thing that kind of also goes hand in hand with what I just talked about is just using the prepare argument here. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy this again. And instead of automate, I'm going to write prepare. And what prepare does is it's going to tell you how you can use these different calls using the...
Also, one thing about how he is passing to this tool like multiple results, he's using cat command, sorting unique. Also, I used awk, he used cut. He's just getting the correct URLs, and he is passing that to xargs command. I usually won't use xargs. I usually use for loop for that, but it's also could be as the alternative way.
curl command. So I'm going to actually do a t-a and we call this output.txt. Hopefully this works. As you can see right now, it is dumping every single one of those requests right here.
Wait. Oh, this prepare command. Right. So I think let's see at the top. Yeah, so this is also pretty good for manual testing. It will generate the curl commands. And I did couple of automation things myself, not using this tool, but I basically fetched the documentation using curl command and parsed that file, and I generated a lot of curl commands, so it's actually pretty good to test as well, like this.
Hopefully this works. As you can see right now, it is dumping every single one of those requests right here, and it's telling us that it requires a get. For this one specifically, this is what it looks like. If I want to do authorization, I have authorization 1. I think that's what I gave it on accident. But what I can do now here is I can just do a cat for this, and I can just grep for curl, and this would be a beautiful thing to have for us because one, now we know exactly what the APIs look like. I can actually maybe build some tooling around this if I wanted to take it a step further, or I can just use this and add the headers manually into this one and then observe what status it comes with. I can also just take the URLs and dump them in.
Yeah, actually he explains a lot of things what could be made afterwards, so the imagination is your you can think outside the box, and it's could be extremely powerful. Thanks to Nahamsef for this awesome tutorial. I think this tool is pretty good. I haven't used it at this full potential. I've just cover maybe just the tip of the iceberg. I just like for the pet store. Next time I guess I gonna prepare a more better word list. It took large part of the stream to actually download everything, and I guess I gonna set up better servers just for other automation streams for sure. So yeah, I gonna show it at the beginning, and I guess for the upcoming streams for this week, we will continue on XSS. And I have one thing in mind. Like tomorrow, I will show some write ups about blind XSS because blind XSS is really, really good. Oh, thank you for follow. And really nice of you. So, I really show you like the importance of blind access because you can get really easy criticals because but you have it's like you have to think this is like return of investment type of vulnerability. It will take some time initially, but afterwards you might get some paybacks after a couple of months, even half a year, or like could get really instantly sometimes. But yeah, and if you get it could be easily higher critical, so it's really important to dive into that topic, and afterwards we will uh, delve into more client side topics. Not only I don't want to get limited only to the cross-site scripting because there are way more other bugs who are not explored by many people, and I want for people to know about those type of bugs. So what I am planning to show you, I planning to actually to dive into series exploring beyond XSS, how it's called, the block series, beyond XSS, like this one. This guy, he got like Iron Man blog writing streak or something, and he wrote a long list of articles. It's actually 5 chapters, but each of that chapter have like from 4 to 5 different, even more for chapter 2, different topics, and this is like the image of it. Like basically people only will know XSS and CSRF, and there are way more bugs that people that not actually testing and missing out. So like prototype pollution, CSS injection, XS leaks, lags and post, JavaScript pseudo, and even like more. I don't know as some as well. So it will be interesting for me and for you. So while reading these, we're gonna start with XSS for sure because this week probably still like learn a little bit more maybe about XSS. Maybe we will check some web application firewalls, how they work, and try some like defense attack play scenarios. But we will also start diving into other topics, and I think this is really good article set because I checked some of those. This guy does really great job explaining everything, so I guess I gonna read some of those articles, and I will try do some labs as well, try to reproduce environments, reproduce those type of situations where this could occur. Of course I gonna fail from time to time, but still, like, I'm streaming, it's really hard to do everything perfect at the first time, so technical difficulties gonna happen, but still it's gonna be interesting journey, I gotta say. Cool. All right. So yeah, I'm looking forward for this type of series, but tomorrow we will check some of uh, blind XSS stuff, and I probably gonna read some of my own articles as well because I checked the most of blind access articles, and mines are doing the best actually at this. even though there are way better people at me at blind xss, and I really look forward for their articles, but we will see. We will see. So looking forward to tomorrow's stream, and guys, see you tomorrow. It was my pleasure, uh, that you joined and watched my content, and until tomorrow. So see you guys.